Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Taurus June 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a very interesting deck. It was given to me some years ago, and did you know that actually it is said that tarot cards actually work better if someone provides it, gives it to you, rather than if you buy it yourself? And I kind of think that's true. And what this deck does is, I didn't use it after being given to me 4 or 5 years ago, I think, but about 6 months ago I took it out and I found I get excellent results with it. And so I'm going to use it now. And of course, over the course of the last month, I've provided a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings to people from different parts of the world over FaceTime and Skype. I don't really use any tarot in those. It's clairvoyant, as I say. And the details of that are in the description, which you can have a look at the end of the video. Now, I will mention that I have to charge for those, of course, the tarot reading, the clairvoyant readings. But what I do not charge for is another spiritual gift that was provided to me on birth, which is that of healing. You may have some emotional or psychological or physical thing that you need to have healed. I don't know how it works, it just does. And I am the fiber optic cable between being itself and you, maybe, for the healing. It doesn't come from me, it comes through me. Now, the thing is this, is that I am to receive nothing in return for it. So it is offered gladly by me for free. No obligation, nothing will be sold to you by me or anybody else, and you won't be talked into having a reading with me, I can assure you. So it's no strings attached, and if you are of the mind to, the details are in the description, and don't be shy, just feel free to reach out to me at your convenience, and we'll set up something. Now, we're going to take 5 cards. Great to see the subscribers again. Thank you for inviting me into your home. See what there is in store for you now. Show me the magic. 9 of Wands. What's this? 6 of Swords. And here is 3 of Swords. Here is what? Page of Cups. Quite interesting paintings on this deck, I must say. There's the creatrix, not the creator, the creatrix, a lady. Now, as is our usual practice, why don't you, well, I bring the camera around, you and I can have a good close look at the imagery on these artworks together while the energy speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Great energy around here for you this month. I'm very pleased to say I'm going to have a look at this. I just like the painting of it. And it looks like it's a bit of a theme for you this month, in some respects, I would say. Now, here we have the Page of Water. Well, she's sitting there looking dreamy, isn't she? And she's in the water. And she's like a sort of a... She's got 2 faces there, sort of like a 2-headed mermaid. And here is the mask of death that is bringing her some intimate messages, I think. She really does represent, I think, for you, the energy of imagination this time. She is a messenger to you, communicating things to do with your heart, things to do with an emotional nature, all of which are positive. And in this environment, I think, she is representing that you are going to get a lot of support, and you might also be a supportive figure for other people. This mask here also, I think it's the messenger of the soul that has come to impart to you messages of inspiration from these other realms, and also to bury deep within your subconscious the fact that you are loved from several directions. Now, this suggests to me that you like her, are going to be bewitching in a way. You're going to be caught up in romance, romantic thoughts, I think. And it's as if you have taken an aphrodisiac, because you're going to be enjoying everything that's in front of you. I think what's happening here also is that your nature will be one of a soft longing, I think, a yearning that is the crystallization of love and beauty. Now, you may well create illusions, mirages in the minds of other people, and you are able to bring your dreams to life at this time. There's a watery emotional creativity that's going to flourish within you, and is going to nourish all of your desires, I think. Now, sometimes these desires could just be whims, if I can put it that way. Whims that you might just let shimmer out there in the atmosphere without any greater desire to capture them, to crystallize them. Now, she really does give me the sense that she has great delicacy and innocence here. Now, this is saying to me that you also may well be quite unaware of your powers of seduction, and you'll be able to entice and captivate your victims, if I can put it that way. And they're going to adore and worship you. Now, you will, though, in a sense, be, in their minds, something I think which is unattainable. They will be yearning and reaching for you, because you are going to stir the passion in other people with a longing to be with you. You'll have irresistible beauty and a natural inner exhilaration which other people are going to find very hard to resist. I think it's saying to me also that you are going to be very sensual and maybe quite provocative. And there's an enchantment connected with your seduction during this period. Now, what you must also do is trust your feelings and perceptions during this period, because you are on the right path. Ask yourself this: is there anything that prevents you from being fully free? Because you now have the opportunity to let go of it. And say this to yourself: the more I love myself, the more attractive I become to others, and the more I can share with others. Now, what is down on the same horizontal? What did we have? Oh, this looks great. The creatrix, which is a feminine form of the word creator, as you would know. What's going on? Well, the first thing that strikes me here is this: is it look like this? There's like two astral bodies associated with her, almost as if they are in the realm of the abstract, outside of time and space. The planet Mercury is very prominent here. Mercury is a messenger of the gods, and Mercury connects pure consciousness with your physical intelligence, and in a way that doesn't mean just the collection of facts, but in a way which allows you to process information, to allow things to happen. This triangle I see that's up here, that's the feminine form. Actually, it looks, when you see a naked woman standing and looking at her genital area, it has that sort of a form, doesn't it? And in her fingers here, they make the symbol of a upward facing triangle, which is that of male energy. Now, they are opposites, of course, and they attract one another. Now, lesbian and gay audience understand that we all have male and female principles within us, so this is applying to you as well. Polarity in the cosmos is necessary in order that things can be attracted to and bind to make things happen. Beautiful picture. But with the presence of these, to me, with these yet unformed, they have the same shape as this woman, but they're yet unformed. They are in the other realm, of which you are drawing down inspiration here, because she is poised really between the conscious and the unconscious, and you, like her, will be the shaper and the creator of reality. Now, this is going to give you the power to dip into the yet unformed unconscious world and subtly thread things together to influence things to come into reality. Now, because she's appeared and where it is, it means that you must tap into your creative vitality. Now, whether to control a situation or to create a new one, in order to conceive, that is, to come up with the ideas and then to develop them and turn them into what you desire. Now, this energy is also saying to you that you really do have the absolute power to change things according to your will. Now, it might be a new venture that you're looking at or a desire that you want to have fulfilled. Now, you've got to really intensify your positive thoughts so that you can expand your belief that anything you desire is possible when you use dedication, creative ingenuity and intelligence, and you have that fantastic ambition of yours to turn these ideas into reality. So use this personal genius of yours to bring about the fluid substance that is actually watering your activities to allow them to sprout into actuality. I think you might need to also look at a particular situation, I think, here with a very focused mind. And this is actually also reminding you that the primal forces of creation, pure consciousness, can be tapped into if you claim your power and act with insight and intention. Now, I think that this is really a sign for you to act with strength and brilliance and commit to get what you desire. Now, I think this could also indicate a strong attraction to somebody or something. And this is really it's a flashing light to you that now is the time. It's right now for you to exercise your willpower. Now, if you just cover yourself with her power and energy, you become a lightning rod, a fiber optic cable for attracting what you desire, and also for shaping the world around you to bring about this desire. Now, I think also this is the case that rather than just over-intellectualizing it, I think a more of a carefree, I expect this to happen, sort of a matter of a fact approach to things, a belief, 100% emotional and intellectual, that things are just going to happen and that you expect them to happen. Just as you know that blood is red, knowing rather than hoping. You see, hoping is such a stupid concept, I think. When you know that you are going to receive what you desire, that's the key. Because then you are at the center and the base of your own reality. Your life is what you think it is. Now, traveling to the opposite side of that diagonal, I want to have a look at this woman who's standing there I think it's quite a straightforward sort of a painting that I'm getting. What energy from it? Let's have a look at it here, shall we? Well, first of all, it's a number 9. Now, I have a mystical association with the moon in that. And also, the astrology is that of the moon in Sagittarius. Now, in the painting here, we see a woman who's dressed in, that's the sort of the clothes that those rich ladies in ancient Rome used to wear, isn't it? Now, her arms are folded down like this, which says, gee, I kind of feel a little bit exhausted having walked all through this way. And yet, she's able to continue going, because the moon in Sagittarius and the moon in the number 9, it's saying to you that you can dig deep and find within yourself hidden power and strength that you probably never even thought that you knew existed. And this power and strength is going to get you through everything. This really is speaking to me of you at the present time, of having an enormous inner strength, and you'll have an unshakable resolve and the ability to top up your energy. But you're also going to have great power with you at this time as well. This is a type of strength, I think, which is quite flexible, and you'll be able to adapt it to any situation. Now, just as she is in motion by walking, this energy is also in motion, adjusting to any situation or any obstacles that may come up. Now, this is a strength I think that you have because you have developed an adaptability as a result of experience and learning from past conflicts, haven't you? And this adaptable force really derives from this immense inner strength that you have. And this actually has an ability to change things. But in order for it to be used effectively and efficiently, a defense needs to be fluid and adaptable and strong. And then you're going to get past all of the obstacles. This really speaks to me of a self-realization with you now that dissolves any feelings of dread or weakness, because you won't have any weakness. And it's going to flood you with inner strength. Just like this light here floods onto this woman. And you will feel this energy seeping into all the areas of your being. And this is going to create a harmony between your conscious desires and your unconscious power, your deep power, filling you with an intense feeling of strength. Now, in all the areas of life, I think this represents stability through constant transformation and using this great level of self-confidence that is with you at this time. Now, there was something interesting here. Yes, there's 3 of swords. Wow, that's an interesting picture, isn't it? There's 3 of swords. Let's have a look at it. What's going on in the painting? Well, this sort of lonely woman, I suppose, is holding in her hand an exposed heart, which has been stabbed by 3 swords. Do you know, sometimes we can have heartbreak. Sometimes we can have regret. Sometimes we can wish things didn't happen the way they did. And it can be difficult. And the more severe it is, the more likely you are to lose your mind in an ocean of grief, which looks to me to be the case of the figure here. But this has come into the center spirit for you, because this isn't saying that you are going to be captured by grief. This is saying that you are going to have strength and ability to push forward. Now, there may well be thoughts that you've got of a loss or a separation. And this is a message for you to carefully examine your life. Do you know, also, it is the case that, and it's a natural thing, where we can sometimes carry a fear of betrayal or a fear And this fear may not always be rational or sensible. But the thing is, if you are constantly thinking of it, you make it happen. If you are always concentrating on what you fear, then it arises. Do you know, in a sense, and in a major sense, I think that this is actually suggesting and reminding you that you can absorb loss through sadness in order to gain happiness. You see, when we have sadness or sorrow, remember that the tears that you shed, they water the garden of your heart. And when you have sorrow and you shed tears, this is, I think, talking about things that have happened in the past, then they can drop down and they can form like a little hole, if you can imagine, in the dust if you're outside. But you understand that in that little hole that's been created by the tears that you have shed, from it upwells happiness and joy. Sometimes difficulties and sadness is your liberator. You push through it, keep pushing through it until the difficulty and sadness is turned into a lotion which you can rub over yourself and provide moisturizing and a protective film against the ups and downs of the outside life. Now, you know that there is a piano. Of course, the piano can produce beautiful music, but it was once a tree, and the wood from the tree has been carved into something that produces beautiful music. And when you might be sipping a glass of wine, remember that the glass has gone through the fire of the glass factory to turn it into something which is of great use. And remember this always, that if you are sitting down at your table for dinner, and on the other side of the table eating with you, sharing a meal with you, is sadness or sorrow, remember always that in the next room, asleep on the couch, is happiness and joy ready to burst into your life once again. I don't think that this represents any anguish here. Not at all. It's a sort of a melancholy that you've got here. And I think that this is encouraging you to make some clear, decisive changes to regain your lost balance and to grow from painful experiences. And this actually goes further than your own limiting forms of thought and feelings, because when this appears, it says that maybe something has been lost, or that separation is related to things, but these are in the past. They're in the graveyard. You can't do anything to change them. They're buried in cemetery plots, and you don't need to take flowers to the graves anymore. Maybe you've been separated from loved ones, or feeling isolated, or you've lost a sense of purpose. Well, the release now is needed for you to learn to move on. And when you understand that sadness and sorrow relates to things that are past, if they're related to the future, of course, you're probably wrong, because things never turn out the way you think that they do they? When you understand that they are past and gone forever, then you are liberated, and the past can no longer hold you in a prison cell or hold you hostage to life itself. You were born with wings. The prison door is open, so fly out. And then that takes us, I think, finally, doesn't it, to this. You see, you more than comfortably dispose of this. These thoughts. Cheer up. There's nothing dramatic here, incidentally. Well, here's the Six of Swords, and what's going on? Well, first of all, this is interesting because there's a woman who seems to be riding on the back of a peacock, and she has her head comfortably buried inside of within the feathers of this creature. And that in a way is taking a head in the sand approach to her troubles. But her nakedness here, I think that really suggests that there is an openness to two things to solve it. These curtains pulling back here, they look like the curtains that one sees in a theatre. And what's happening is you have moved from one scene in your life and you are now moving into a new scene. Now, the astrology here is very instructive, I think, because I have Mercury in Aquarius here, and that's beautifully placed because Mercury is, as I say, that link with the cosmic intelligence, with pure consciousness, whatever else you may want to call it. I won't suggest any names, but you can draw the dots. And Aquarius is very intellectual and allows you to detach from situations. This is really the perfect example where you can use your mind in terms of your emotions and spirits. It represents the balance of centered and penetrating thought. You're removing yourself from situations and using your intellect, because your mind is perfectly balanced between the conscious and the unconscious, between active and passive. And this allows for you to use your focused powers of intellect and analysis that not only understand an issue or a situation, but can actively influence it by using your thought. An intellectual and objective approach to something, and you'll know what it is now, is actually going to achieve the best result for you. Now, your clear understanding of a problem means that you can actually get to the heart of the matter. Do you know that 99% of solving a problem is actually defining and understanding what the problem actually is? And then even seemingly incompatible viewpoints, for example, they can be brought together. And you'll have, I think, some quite unconventional thinking here, and that's going to lead to solutions. You're going to be thinking outside of the box, bringing things in from left field. And this is also about movement and discovery. Could be some physical travel, certainly the development of ideas, or an increase of the powers of your mind, definitely. And I think that you are ready to move on from stale situations now, because you've concluded inner and external issues, and you can now reach for these new horizons, go into the next scene here. And because Mercury is here in Aquarius, you can communicate your ideas, and by sudden, clear communication will be able to overcome any obstacles. Now look for hidden messages that will appear in your everyday life, symbols, occurrences, and coincidences. These are all messages from your consciousness. Now I think what this also does is it's suggesting that you are almost going to get some almost divine inspiration as to how to go about solving something, and you're going to be feeling optimistic and confident. I think this can and does represent that you will come up with a brilliant idea and have all-encompassing vision. And there's definitely movement towards discovering things that you need to know. And I do see you finding out things that are going to make your efforts to resolve problems so much easier. What a great spread of cards, and you did a great job. Well, I said that was an interesting deck, didn't I? And didn't you find it so? I think that this artwork on here is pretty good. Or, I think it's pretty good. I don't say that about a lot of tarot decks, but I enjoyed this, and it certainly spoke to me, and I'm sure it spoke to you as well. Anyway, unless I see you privately for a reading or for healing, then I'll see you again here in a month's time, next month. So, until I do see you again, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.